Okay, so this little lightning talk is about getting your business manager to start with Scala. And I guess I've had this problem for a little bit of a while, and it's part of a little web seminar that I was creating. So the first thing to a business manager, a stakeholder, is not to talk about the technicalities of Scala. They don't want to hear about pattern matching, how great it is about DSLs. Avoid all that technical talk. Talk about the elegance and the conciseness of the expressiveness of the language. After all, what you're doing as software developers is writing code with much more intent, with a reduction of boilerplate. And avoid going off on a limb. Doing things in your own time and developing parts of the project in Scala without telling developers. That's a complete no-no. Do bigger, Martin Oldesky. Because I'm British, if you follow football or soccer in the rest of the world, what I'm going to say to my manager, look, Martin Oldesky is a Premier League type of language designer. He was the one that put generics back in Java, and in the very first. And Scala runs on the same software platform as Java. Do talk about that Scala is a hybrid of object-oriented programming and functional programming. Stress that fact to the manager. And I've come up with a set of strategies. This is a work in progress, web seminar, sort of general talk, and it's about raw. We are, as software engineers, also part of the business, which is a business of raw. And you can take some historical perspectives, like Bruce Tate had his movement beyond Java, which was talking about leaving the Java software platform. When I'm talking about beyond Java, I'm actually talking about staying on the Java platform. So the investment is assured. And be organic in when you are presenting to the stakeholder. Talk about things that have less to do with technical involvement talk about how to engage your team with a pilot project, talk about that. I would suggest finding a poster child. One of them probably would be ACCA, especially if you're working in an investment bank or something like that, that is really fighting now with capacity, and there's lots of trades coming in with systems. Your manager is currently getting worried. Although it doesn't solve the entire concurrency, garbage collection, just running out of stat trays, Scala has some benefits in allowing, don't talk about technical statements, don't talk about immutable objects and stuff like that. And yes, on that last slide, I mentioned poster childs, and one of them has to be Twitter, Foursquare, actual businesses that are in the news that are actually adopting Scala. And tell your stakeholder that what it's all about is that technology is a moving feast. It was the case with Java as well. 12 years ago, the biggest drawback was to adoption of, I'd say, Java, was that lots of developers were still programming in C and C++, and Java faced the same sort of issues. How am I doing for time? Scala is a small part of this beyond Java movement, and you can include Groovy, JRuby, and all the top developers, like yourself, are involved in this moving feast. And here is the grand technological adoption curve. Martin Oldesky was the innovator. Now it's up to the rest of us to bring Scala and beyond Java to the rest of us.